Okay, so Matlock, what is this, episode 3? I think this is episode 3. So, um, okay, there was a lot of chess playing going on. So, because of Maddie wanting to speak to a reporter and Olympia finding all sorts of ways to prevent her, caused the reporter to actually go to Jacobson Moore. So now the question is, who's the leaker? And of course, Olympia and Maddie are like, well, crap. So, because they obviously both know who the leaker is. So they have to try to figure out how to protect each other from being found out. So, and while they're being tense around each other and arguing, Sarah figures it out. Well, she figures out that they're arguing, she just doesn't know why. And Billy actually stands up for her. When Olympia tries to say nothing's going on, Billy's like, this is bullshit. Stop gaslighting Sarah. We know that there's something going on. I have 4 sisters. I know what fighting amongst women looks like. So, so basically this episode was about them trying to get the heat off of Maddie. Mostly Maddie, but also Olympia, since Olympia knows. And it turns out that they're going to let Emmeline be the fall guy because she wrote that Reddit post years ago. So she was already, trying to be a whistleblower. And so they let her be the fall guy. And Maddie is so good at manipulating people. She convinced Emmeline to out herself as the leaker. Because she's like, well, I'm already in trouble because of that Reddit post. I might as well claim I'm the leaker. And you could see she was very upset during this interrogation because she's being called a liar. Which either Senior has forgotten that whole incident, which is a possibility, or he is even more evil than we thought. So, between Olympia and Maddie, they make sure that Emmeline is set for life. Olympia made sure that she gets her next year's salary without the firm knowing. And Maddie is giving them, she and Edwin are giving her $500,000. And Olympia's just looking at her saying, how rich are you? Which, fair. I didn't realize contract law paid that much. I thought that the big bucks was in criminal law. But, okay. So, one of their deals is that Julian apologizes to her family for what he inadvertently did to her daughter. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a written apology or if this is going to be a face-to-face, because let's face it, apologizing face-to-face is a lot harder than apologizing in writing. So, but in order for him to apologize, especially if it's face to face, he would have to know the truth about Maddie. So, are they going to bring him into the fold? Are they going to tell him what Maddie's been doing this entire time? Or is this going to be something that happens at the end of the season after they take down Senior? Because someone's going to take him down, whether it is Olympia and Maddie or Ava, who is an ex-wife of Senior. And apparently the only thing that Julian and Senior have in common is neither of them like her. He refers to her as Milk. Mother I'd like to kill, even though she thinks it's Kiss. But, yeah, in her dreams. So, she wants to mount a coup because she thinks that she smells blood in the water. She thinks that because there was a leaker, that means that Senior's losing his touch and that she can swoop in and take over. Now, how that's going to work out. I mean, Julian doesn't like her either, so I doubt that that's going to change his mind about him just being there to help out Olympia. So that still leaves Julian's fate up in the air. The question is, what happens when she meets Maddie? Because these are really, really tough, no-nonsense women who go after what they want. So I can only imagine if they butt heads, it's going to be nuclear. There's going to be a nuclear fallout between the two. And God only knows who ends up surviving that. Let's see. The sub plot is that all four of Billy's sisters want to be the baby's godmother. And I would just like to point out, now, I could be wrong about this because I'm as far from Catholic as you can get, but I thought you can have as many godparents as you want. So why can't all four of them be the godmother? There doesn't have to be just one godmother. They could be four of them. So, I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't see why you can only have one. So, Sarah convinces Billy at the end to text his sisters and mention that he and Claudia will basically pick the godmother on their own, and we'll let you know what we decide. And then he gets a wall of texts. He's like, destroy my phone. So, but the case they were working on is, I guess, their brother and sister who are, or maybe cousins, I'm not sure, but it seemed like brother and sister. And they were in business together, a chicken restaurant that they made their grandmother's recipes. And Nadia is so convinced that he's undermining her and how horrible he is and everything. And so in the end, they have to compromise. And that she would take him back, but that they would work to make sure that she doesn't get drowned out by him. Because apparently he wants everything to be about himself, and she doesn't want to be forgotten. So, what other subplot was there? Oh yeah, when Emmeline finds out who Maddie is, she's gonna be hella pissed. I mean, on the one hand, she's gonna be thrilled that Maddie is the one who, brought down Jacobs and Moore, because I'm pretty sure she's gonna be the one to bring down Senior. However, finding out that Maddie was the leaker and she let her take the fall for it, I don't know. Maybe she'll be fine with it if she brings down Jacobs and Moore, but at the same time, I don't know. I worry that Emmeline is going to be super pissed, provided we ever see her again. Let's see. What else did I miss about this episode? I thought there was another subplot that I was missing. There was Billy. We saw a little bit of Julian. Yeah, I think I covered everything I wanted to this episode. Oh yes, Alfie. So, Joey apparently did indeed enter rehab, which is a bittersweet moment for Maddie, because on the one hand, that's great. On the other hand, she's worried that he'll take Alfie away from them. And all I can do is scream. Edwin didn't want to do, he said about all the things he didn't want to do in his retirement with Alfie. So, just drive him around to school and back, blah, 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 blah. So, why not just bring Joey into the fold? I mean, she already showed that she's very rich. So why not just have him move in with them? And, they do some parenting. Joey does some parenting. Everything's great. So yeah, I think that she's worried about the wrong thing. I really think that, or if he does take Alfie and move somewhere else, so Alfie's not living with them, that he would be still, over there every day with Alfie, or, that it wouldn't be that he's taking him away and they would, never see him again. I mean, granted, they do want to move back to California, so I could see the problem. But again, it could be that Joey is perfectly fine. I mean, if he is truly a mechanic, which I think they mentioned he's a mechanic. I'm not sure if they mentioned what he does. But it sounds like he's a laborer. So maybe, whatever it is he does, he could easily find a job in California so they could all still be together in a family unit. Or history will repeat itself and Joey will end up ODing. Which would seriously suck for Alfie because he seems super excited about his dad being in his life. Which is weird because this all started with him just being worried about this guardianship issue. Or maybe that was just a cover. Maybe he just truly wanted to know who his dad is. Because he never got to know his mom, so get to know his dad. But, so yeah. Yeah, it's, I could see where it would be a sticky situation, but at the same time, I would like to think that Joey wouldn't want to yoink Alfie completely out of their lives. I mean, maybe he would. I mean, he knew that story about that Maddie told to, quote, undermine Ellie's accomplishments in swimming. So maybe he will yoink Alfie away from them and they will never see him again. I mean, he's a child actor. Maybe this is a way to write him off the show. By, having Joey take custody of him and, take him in such a way that he barely sees his grandparents. But he's also 14. He grew up, these two are the only parents he ever knew. So I doubt he'd want to just have no contact. But who knows? Let's see if there's anything else I wanted to mention. The actress who plays Eva looks very familiar. And I looked her up and maybe I've seen her in previews for Jane the Virgin? I don't know, because like I said, she looks familiar. Let's see what else is there. I think I covered everything I wanted to in this episode. So with that, I will see you guys in the next one.